Sacramento's mayor is getting ready to make several big announcements. Caltrans is asking for millions of dollars to move unhoused people onto city streets. And an unhoused man was just arrested after assaulting a firefighter. And that's all to say that homelessness, the issue, it is not getting any better. In tonight's Main Point, our Devin Truby brings it all together in her sit-down interview with Mayor Steinberg, and a warning that some of the video you're about to see, it may be disturbing.
Struck by a random act of violence.
That's what Sacramento Metro Fire is calling this incident on January 17th at a gas station on Alberta Road. The fire captain returned to work after a trip to the emergency room. The man experiencing homelessness was arrested. Advocates are saddened by this incident.
What I hope that it does not do when people see this, on the news, I told you so, they're all crazy, we should put them in jail, all the stereotypes, stigma around mental health issues.
Advocate Bob Erlenbush says it's all the more reason for the city and county to step up with their joint agreement and offer more mental health resources.
We'd like to see treatment on demand rather than long waiting lists at the county.
We showed this video to Mayor Darrell Steinberg today. He agrees with the bigger issue, more resources for the homeless.
It certainly speaks to the need to have a comprehensive approach to this problem. In other words, the partnership agreement is going to allow us to engage with people who want help and those who don't want help but absolutely need the help.
Where they start engaging people is part of a big upcoming announcement from the mayor's office
that actually shows people a visible and tangible result. And that means focusing on one major area of the city at a time.
The joint agreement calls for 10 teams in 6 months. The mayor would not give specifics on where they would start, but we did get a short list of locations that are under consideration. X Street, from 5th Street to Alhambra, and the highway corridor.
And showing people that we can make it cleaner and safer while helping the people, as opposed to just moving them to another area of the city. It requires more beds.
But while teams offering mental health resources and shelter are currently working along the freeway corridor on X Street, Caltrans is conducting cleanups and asking for $20 million over 2 years for more.
Doing nothing to provide services to people experiencing homelessness, rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. It does nothing to address the crisis of homelessness in our state.
Steinberg says Caltrans is at the table with the joint agreement. The alternative would be to move encampments from one part to another every time Caltrans wanted to do work.
I support the resources for Caltrans to be able to be a full partner in cleaning up the encampments, but doing so in a way that actually adds to our capacity, our beds.
A reminder that the agreement prefers using voluntary tools, but they also have involuntary tools.
But in the end, after all that outreach, if somebody has been offered an alternative, they won't take it, they can't stay under the freeway.
With the city and county homeless agreement just shy of being in place for 60 days, there is a clear picture the mayor is striving for.
The public sees a visible and tangible difference in at least one major corridor at a time over the next number of months, and know that we created that clean and safe environment in a humane way by helping the people. That's the test for me.
Devin's with us now. He obviously covered a lot of ground,
Yes.
but really, what's his main point?
Beds. You can offer people all the mental health resources, offer to take them off the streets, but if you don't have anything to offer them, anywhere to put them, then there's no change. How can they get better, accept this care, upkeep, and then also there's no visible change to you and I because we're still seeing them out in the community. We're not seeing them sheltered, which is what most of them want.
And you did join us about 2 months ago when the
Yes.
city and the county, they signed a joint agreement, and there were 5 core commitments that they were supposed to achieve within 60 days. Where do we stand with that?
Yeah, I joined you with these papers and what we're referring back to, notes, everything that we've tracked down for them. So where we're at is that by January 1st, they plan to increase mental health urgent care center hours to 24/7. They actually accomplished that 3 weeks ahead of schedule. And then by December 1st, a different goal was behavioral health calls that were going to 911. They were all supposed to be transferred to 988. Now that is currently happening, which leaves us to the consolidation of all the beds in both the city and county to be in one system. They're going to call that a coordinated access system. And I asked the mayor about it today, and he says, he's not quite sure that all the beds are there yet. It's very complicated to get them all there, but they feel pretty close about it. Now, plus the city and county, they also have to adopt a collaboration protocol to decide who is going to be responsible for meeting what requirements. And there are actually 12 requirements under that protocol section, all that have to be decided on. They met about it even before they signed these papers, but they're still working towards it. So, they're about 50% there, I would say. A few days left to tie up those loose ends, but we'll see what happens if they meet everything they said they were going to do in 60 days.
So we're talking about city and county, so I want to mention the county. What are they saying about all this?
Right, we had a brief conversation with them today, and we were able to get a little bit in touch with Rich Desmond, who's the board chair, and they said they've been working tirelessly to try to keep all these promises. They feel confident, and they also feel positive about the strides that they've made, and I know that's something that you all are going to be talking with the county with next week as well.
Yep, that's right, and we hit that 60-day mark next week, so we'll see how it pans out. All right, Devin, thank you.